Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. MoleTrap here, coming at you with another Starcraft 2 commentary. And again, I have alongside with me the Code A caster. Doa is going to be joining me once again. We're going to be casting another game. Hello there. We're going to be casting another game between MorroW, Doa got from MorroW from the ladder. And this time he's not playing against anyone too famous, but he's playing against a Korean named Mini. This is from a high Masters level match on the Korean ladder. And so how's things going, Doa?
Things are going awesome. Happy to be back casting with you again, MoleTrap. Yeah, I remember seeing this game, but honestly, I do not at all remember what happens in the game. So it's kind of like I'm watching it for the first time again. But yeah, Mini is basically, I think when MorroW played him, he was at about 3,400 points on the ladder or something like that. So pretty highly ranked, but not like, hugely pro level. But I think this was a good game. Otherwise, I wouldn't have asked for the replay. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, ZvT on Typhon Peaks, I think this is called. I always forget the name of this map.
Yeah, this is one of the newer maps, Typhon Peaks, and as you guys can see right here, it's kind of, standard architecture. You've got a ramp down to a natural expansion, although it's a huge natural expansion, way wide open. So,
yeah.
And there's even some rocks going into the back. If you break through two sets of rocks, you can get into the back of that natural expansion as well if you want to. So it could be a little bit risky to take an expansion. Curious how that's going to play out for MorroW here in this situation, since, as Zerg, you kind of have to... Oh, is he going to get the hatchery down? Oh, hatchery gets blocked. Hatchery does not go down. But you kind of have to get an expansion as Zerg, and Terran are very mobile. They can run all around in circles, and he does get the expansion down.
Oh, he tried to put a supply depot down there, actually, for a second. That would have been
supply depot
crazy.
Got blocked.
Huh.
So,
I like to call this map the new Kulas Ravine, because basically there's ledges everywhere that Terran can abuse Zerg from. If you look at where the rocks are, right above the natural, right to the right, I'm looking at MorroW's natural right now, but right to the right of the rocks, there's like a little ledge that you can pull your tanks up right under, and then you just put bio or something up on the high ground, and you can actually hit the hatchery from the low ground there with tanks. It's actually ridiculous.
You can hit the hatchery from there?
Yeah, you can.
I've
had it done to me.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
It's and then the third base is surrounded with cliffs. So yeah, thus I dubbed the map New Kulas.
Interesting. Well, it seems like Mini is not going to be putting on any sort of pressure just yet. He's going to go ahead and get an expansion right now, and MorroW is not going to have any idea that that's going to happen. Those two Marines are going to push his drone away, so he can't even get up the ramp and scout it. It looks like the drone is going to get home with one hit point. Oh, is the SCV going to catch it? Oh, SCV catches that drone. And the female Karak sees all and decides to hide in the bushes, and so she doesn't get caught in the crossfire. But
and if I saw some guy come up with a drill and just drill this animal that was just walking by, I'd be terrified too if I was a little bird thing.
Wow, MorroW
responding with a couple spine crawlers.
Couple spine crawlers. He must be worried because he has no information. He saw those Marines heading towards his base. He must have been like, "Crap! T-Rex push! Defense quick!" But really,
it's a good safe thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's always safe to get at least one spine crawler as Zerg, just in case.
Yeah.
You never know what wily Terrans are going to be up to.
He's going to go out with these Zerglings too, and one of the things you can do when you scout with Zerglings like this is that usually you can get to the base in time to kind of scout things out at the front, and then you can have the option of canceling one of those spine crawlers if you need to, but I don't think he's going to get there in time this time. Yeah, it looks like the two spine crawlers do finish, but that's something you can do. Is kind of put up an extra spine crawler and then cancel it if you don't end up needing it.
I like how he's spreading them out now so that they can cover. Like I said, it's a very wide open. You can go all around the top and the bottom. So those spine crawlers are going to protect his main ramp, and they're also going to be able to protect against Hellion harassment or anything like that. So it's a pretty good move.
Right.
Since he has them already, might as well put them in some nice strategic locations.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like Mini doing a very common Terran kind of transition. He's getting those two factories after moving out with his command center. Two factories could mean Blue Flame Hellions. He did get his second gas pretty early. Otherwise, he might just want to get a lot of tanks too. We'll have to kind of see what he plans. Getting a couple bunkers as well. And sometimes what you can do is get the first factory up a little bit earlier, get a couple Hellions, and then sometimes you can kind of skip the bunkers because you can secure your natural with Marines and Hellions. That's actually what I like to do in my TVZs. But it looks like Mini playing it extra safe. Maybe he's heard of mouz MorroW, maybe not. But he knows either way that he's got a quite competent opponent ahead of him. MorroW going for a pretty quick lair. I think he's going to want to try to get Baneling speed and then also Aspire as quick as possible. I know I would.
Yeah, he's getting up 2 more gases, so I'm thinking probably Spire is probably what he's going for. That's pretty standard. He does see that expansion now, by the way. He's seen the SCVs mining from it for a little while now, so he knows that expansion is up there. So he's feeling a little bit safe, and I think that's why we see him teching up, getting some more drones, and just getting his Evo chamber down in preparation for some upgrades. I do like the Blue Flame Hellions. You know, like I said, this is very wide open, and so it's a kind of a good choice. You can run them around all kinds of places. But actually, I just realized MorroW also put that Evo chamber in a really good spot to block Hellions from running around behind his supply line. So really good, smart move.
Yeah, that's actually beautiful. In fact, I'm actually going to start doing that in my ZvTs. Like, I'm terrible with Zerg. It's easily my worst race. I mean, I play random now. But I'm totally going to put my evolution chamber there all the time because this map, the natural kind of just yells, hey, please kill me with Hellions. So I love that. That's awesome. MorroW is so good. Did you know how good MorroW was at Starcraft 2 Moltrap?
I had a feeling. I had a feeling. Something about the fact that he was selected to go to Korea and represent the world.
He's pretty good.
Top 8 non-Koreans. I thought he was a little bit good. Yeah. I mean, he's one of the beasts of Europe, man. He wins a lot of the European stuff, or at least ranks highly in a lot of European stuff. So definitely, super strong player. And you were saying, I think you were telling me earlier that a lot of the foreign players that were there for the World Tournament are also already highly ranked in the Korean server.
Yeah, as far as I know, I was kind of looking at everyone kind of laddering last night, and I believe everybody's account here is actually in the top 10 of their respective master leagues after the reset. So they're all laddering hard and doing really well, and beating a lot of
hold
pros,
that thought.
too.
The Hellions are going to try and get in. He actually blocks the ramp with the Queen at the last moment.
Beautiful.
Zergling's coming in as well. That was really, really cool, actually. He might get some drones regardless. MorroW's running his drones. He's going to lose several of them. Oh, the Hellions attacked the Queen instead of the drones. So only a few drones go down. It looks like the mutas coming out are going to be able to clean up, but he's probably going to, just because the drones are just sitting around, going to lose a lot of drones there. He's down to 40 harvesters, and actually in the midst of all that, he made a bunch of mutalisks and a bunch of drones, so he actually just droned back up. 6 or 7 drones just popped out at the end of that, and here come the mutas.
Yeah, MorroW actually expanding too, sending his mutas across the field there. I mean, when there's Blue Flame Hellions coming into your natural, you're almost always going to lose at least a couple drones, if not more, but MorroW doing a good job of re-droning very, very quickly. Looks like Mini is ready for these mutalisks, though. MorroW trying to pick off a supply depot. I almost called it a spawning pool, but it is not. Either way, it didn't die. And so right now we're at the phase of the game where the Zerg player regains map control, and MorroW now is able to kind of run around, find little openings, and hopefully not lose a whole lot of mutalisks while he tries to get his upgrades and kind of mass units and get some more expansions going.
Yeah, that's actually going to work out pretty well for MorroW because he doesn't have turrets up, he doesn't have Thors out, and I don't know if he even has an armory. I'll check in a minute once we see what these mutalisks are up to. But so Mini is going to be stuck in his base for sure for a while, so MorroW can easily get that third, can easily drone up, and wow, he's even going to pick off an add-on. He's going to pick off a few SCVs before that turret finishes. This is some pretty good harass considering it's only 6, 7 mutalisks. That's pretty good for 7 mutas. Oh, he's going to lose a couple, but not bad at all.
Oh, yeah, losing a couple mutalisks, but some of them do get away. Mini actually maybe over-making turrets a little bit, putting up 3 at his natural, now a 4th. He does not have stim yet for his marines, so he can't quite reinforce quite as quickly, but having to spend a lot more minerals than you would normally want to on turrets. And MorroW doing a really good job of harassing with these mutalisks. Again, I do not remember the results of this game. Ooh, losing an overlord right there, but that's okay. He's got plenty more where that came from. But right now, MorroW doing some harassment, but the muta ball is actually starting to get pretty large.
All right, yeah, muta ball is getting scary. He did that harassment and then kind of sent it back around, rejoined up with another group of mutas about the same. So he's up to it's almost a dozen mutas. So pretty decent. I don't think it's going to be able to do too much with the turrets that are all over the place now, but it's enough to keep him in his base. Centrifugal hooks being upgraded. We are going to see some Banelings going on once the Terran finally decides to move out. One of my favorite units in the game.
Hey, they are always entertaining. Even if they waste themselves on Marauders, they still make such a nice explosion there. MorroW actually supply blocking Mini for a moment by killing that supply depot. And Mini, for a little bit, his macro was kind of slipping. He does have a ton of gas right now that he doesn't really need. Looks like he thinks he's going to move out here. I wonder if he's going to actually expand too, or just trying to push across. Looks like he's just going to push. And I think MorroW's probably going to be pretty ready for this.
Yeah, he's got the way he saw those Hellions, he's got Overlords positioned around that path at the bottom. So he saw that coming way ahead of time. And he's actually clearing out the rocks so his third hatchery can actually rally troops to his main choke point faster. And he got that done just in time. So here comes this force coming up across the bottom. He's only got one medevac. He's got a lot of tanks, though. There's a lot of Banelings. If he's unsieged, this could be bad. But if he
Oh boy, this is a bad angle to attack from.
Oh, man.
Oh, everything's kind of in that tight little corridor. That could be bad because the Marines have nowhere to run. But all the Zerglings actually running in early, losing a lot of mutas, too. That was actually a pretty poorly executed attack. Uh-oh. And MorroW is actually possibly in some serious trouble here.
Yeah, he might be in trouble. Those Banelings are kind of waiting back there. He's trying to build up some more Zerglings. He's producing a lot of them right now before he goes in. But these siege tanks are in a beautiful position. The mutas come in the back, though, picking off 2 of the siege tanks, almost a third. So, very nice play by MorroW, keeping those last few mutas alive. And, more forces coming in the front, though. He's got to do something quick.
Yeah, MorroW losing a lot of his mutas. Oh no, flying them all over the Marines he does. Here come the Banelings though. No micro at all from Mini, and all those Marines die on both sides. And these tanks, with so few Marines supporting them, are probably going to be cleaned up pretty quickly. MorroW just basically needs to make more Zerglings. He's got 32 in production right now. Drones being pulled away for just a moment to kind of stay safe. And I think MorroW may actually be able to hold this.
Yeah, it looks like it. The Terran is rallying some more troops to the front there, but he's only got that one tank left. Banelings are not going to get blown up in time by that tank, so the tank and the Marines are going to get taken out, and he may actually have to just turn around with those reinforcements. He might do well to just go home. Looks like he's still going to try and proceed with this push, even though he has no units. Oh, burrow trick not quite working.
Almost thinking about getting in there to get those unsieged tanks, but just not enough speedlings quite yet. MorroW with no Banelings as well, trying to pick up some mutas. MorroW's in a rough spot right now. His economy's still good, but this force from Mini is really doing a lot of damage. MorroW losing his queen at the natural, and a couple Banelings coming out right now, but MorroW's going to need to play each second of this game so carefully if he wants to win this.
Yeah, this is actually balanced on a knife edge because Terrans can do so much with so little. I mean, he's already picked out, even though I thought he was basically had lost that push, he's already taken out an expansion. He's taking out drones now as well. So he could do it, but he's going in for the kill. Lots of speedlings coming in. Only 2 siege tanks are not target firing the Banelings. Unfortunately, the Banelings do target the tank, but it doesn't even matter. So many speedlings able to wipe up those Marines. And now we're at MorroW with 3 bases to a Terran with only 2, and the mains are going to mine out any moment.
And MorroW's starting to actually burrow Banelings around the map, it looks like. That is going to be a really, really great way to take care of any more reinforcing units from Mini. Looks like Mini moving out right now with a good group of Marines and a couple tanks. If you notice something, the attacks from Mini are starting to get smaller and smaller. Nice scan there, taking out some creep tumors, trying to limit MorroW's vision. But he's going to need to really scan a lot if he wants to find those burrowed Banelings. And I don't think... Oh, look at the spine crawler here by the Xel'Naga Tower, just kind of hiding around the corner like a secret agent. It's not burrowed though.
Yeah,
what is that spine crawler doing?
I don't know what that spine crawler is up to. MorroW, if he defends this push, I think he's going to be able to take the game. If he defends this push to the north. He could also lose all of his mining expansions, though, if he doesn't play this perfectly. So, Mini is still in this game, despite being all in on 2 bases. And here comes a bunch of Banelings coming in. So many units! I didn't want to say so many Banelings, because that's Artosis' line. But so many of everything... Wow, he didn't even need to target anything. He just was able to take all that out with just sheer Lings and Banelings, and he might even clean up all of these medevacs. It looks like he's not even focusing on microing that, but he has come out of that fine, and Mini has managed to start to take a 3rd base, but he is definitely going to have to play on the defensive a little bit now.
Yeah, the tide has kind of shifted now. MorroW definitely with superior economy at the moment. It's going to be a little bit tough. I mean, Mini still has a pretty good economy himself now that he is getting that 3rd. He hasn't really transferred workers down there quite yet, but if he's able to secure that and get it up and running, he'll be able to produce a lot of Marines, a lot of tanks to really cause a hard time for MorroW. But at this point, MorroW does have the time to possibly take another couple expansions or just simply mass units. He does have those burrowed Banelings, so we'll see if any of that comes into play.
Yeah, I really hope those burrowed Banelings come into play.
What is that spine crawler
seems
doing?
like
He's always dropping creep. Is he going to have that spine crawler? What? Where's it? That spine crawler's just given up. He's got his own thing he's doing now, apparently.
Uh-oh. MorroW has burrowed Banelings all over the place. Oh, it looks like he's going to take the southern route instead of the northern route. He's got a few Banelings there too, though, so we'll see. He might scan to get rid of the creep tumor, though. Is he going to? Oh, he's going to walk right on top of it.
Oh, he's going to come on the Banelings.
Skims. Oh, MorroW fails at the Baneling bomb. And, he blows them up without any units on top of him.
Oh, no. He's got a couple more burrow Banelings there. He needs to be careful, though. Oh, the Marine's just walking north of the Banelings. MorroW's so close, but the Banelings just are not in the right position. Oh, thinking about moving back for just a second. He's trying to bait them over the Banelings. They're so close.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man.
Oh, they should go after the mutas. It's so close. Oh, blow him up. Yes! Oh! Mass slaughter of all the Marines with those 2 Banelings. They had stimmed, so they were just low enough on life that the 2 Banelings in perfect position took them all out, and it looks like he might be able to clean up the rest of that push as well. I think those 2 Banelings, I think all of those burrowed Banelings paid off in those 2, which single-handedly, well, double-handedly. Do Banelings even have hands? Either way, those 2 Banelings stopped that push.
That was beautiful by MorroW, using the Mutalisks to kind of bait the Marines back over the Banelings, and that's such a good idea too. I mean, if the Marines don't walk right over, your Banelings, what group of Marines wouldn't want to chase after Mutalisks? So yeah, something to use at home, kids.
I like this male Carrick who thinks he's a Marine. He's walking along with the Marines no matter which way they go. He's in the middle of the Marine crowd right now. Oh, changed his mind.
He's an unwilling participant.
Uh-oh. I am surprised he's not scanning more. He was scanning for creep tumors earlier, but now he's not scanning, even though he's seen Baneling bombs, so I'm surprised by that. MorroW is taking more bases. He's got drones everywhere, so his income's actually pretty good.
Yeah, that's right. He's starting to kind of take control of the map again. He's burrowing more Banelings there, moving in with some more Speedlings and Banelings. Tanks get surrounded before they can even siege. Oh, and the Banelings take out the Marines as well. And again, another push thwarted by MorroW. I kind of feel like MorroW's kind of playing with him at this point. Oh, he does also have that spine crawler burrowed now above the 3rd of Mini. Doesn't quite have the range, I guess.
That's hilarious. It's going to stop that...
oh, the Marines!
Oh my god, they're close.
Just being missed. It was close.
Wow. I think it's going to stop that geyser from going up, I guess. But that's kind of a funny place to put that spine crawler. Looks like Marines are going to take care of that spine crawler. He wants that gas. This is really interesting. Mini has been just constantly assaulting MorroW, and MorroW has been constantly holding it off, just barely.
Yeah.
And I feel like MorroW's been in the lead for a while, but somehow Mini is just putting up bases all the time and continuing to attack all the time, and that is kind of the way that we see Terrans play a lot these days against Zerg. It's just
he's doing a great job.
Continuing to put pressure on. But I feel like MorroW needs to do something to counterattack. At least just run Zerglings in or something to put some pressure back on Mini.
Well, right now with the food count, MorroW is at 132. Mini has enough supply depots to be maxed out, but only has 130 food himself. So MorroW, I think right now definitely wants to just sort of mass some units. He might send these mutas down to kind of harass the natural, but if he can use those burrowed Banelings to keep taking out the Marine part of the Marine tank force, he can kind of just slow play the game right now. He could try to take out Mini, but it's going to be close. Oh, here comes some more Marines. They're getting so close to the Banelings. Oh! I think I'm a little bit behind you.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm going to pause for just a moment so we can resync here. That was another epic Baneling bomb, though. More Marines going down. And again, Mini looked like he was thinking about pushing out. Now he's going to have to stay at home for a little while longer because he just lost half his army.
Pretty much. I am at, let's see, I'm at 26-21 right now.
Okay.
What are you at?
I just paused. We should be about on. But, yeah, I've heard that apparently over time, of course, Blizzard hasn't put replay watching together yet into Battle.net.
Maybe someday.
Hold that thought. Muta's doing a little bit of harassment. Yeah, I think it's probably something that they'll do someday. But, anyway, man, another Baneling bomb. Doing so much damage.
Beautiful.
I'm really surprised he's not scanning more. Yeah, this is like a clinic on how to use Baneling bombs to win a game.
Yeah, this is beautiful play, and...
Alright, and that little hiccup was so we could resync. We got off sync a little bit, and some more Banelings and Lings coming in towards this expansion. This could be huge. This is the economy of Mini right now under attack from Baneling.
Oh, nice.
Half of his SCVs get destroyed by Banelings. The other half are going to turn tail and run. And that was huge, actually, because this is the counterattack I was thinking about. MorroW's finally putting some pressure back on Mini.
Yeah, MorroW needed this to stay in the game. By shutting down that 4th expansion, even if it is only for a little while, he was able to disrupt the economy while at the same time getting his ahead. MorroW with 70 harvesters to the 55 of Mini, so doing pretty good and starting to pull ahead, way ahead in the food count too. 165 over 113 right now on mine.
Yeah, since MorroW's, I think it's funny that since MorroW's natural expansion has been killed 2 or 3 times this game, he's actually still got minerals there, so he's still mining. And he's mining 3 bases up in the north, so his economy is much, much, much bigger than Mini's at this point.
Yeah, still burrowing Banelings around the map too. Looks like Mini's got a 4th base up here, but MorroW knows about it because of that speedling. And here come all the speedlings from MorroW as well. They're gonna clean up these Marines very, very quickly. And, of course, the command center needs to make a run for it, or at least lift in place, I guess, for a little bit.
Looks like we might see death number 4 for MorroW's Natsu expansion. Some Marines running in here. Queen's going to go down.
Want to be a
Tons
queen
of
there.
Zerglings coming back to see if they can say anything about it, though. And the tanks aren't sieged up. Don't do very much splash there.
Yeah, they caught those tanks out of position. Here comes Banelings coming from the front, and that army is vaporized.
It's vaporized indeed.
It's
Wow.
gone.
That was pretty bad. Now, MorroW, I want to note, MorroW only has 2-1 upgrades. It's interesting. Both players have kind of been a little bit slacking on their upgrades this game. It's such a long game. You'd expect them to be at 3-3 at this point. Mini is at 2-2, though. And so, actually, that slight advantage having +1 more weapons over the ground carapace of those Zerglings is going to enable those Marines to do a little bit better against them. I think that's the only reason why the Zerglings alone didn't just slaughter them. Oh, is he going to walk over more Baneling bombs? Yep. More Baneling bombs.
Yes.
Get a freaking
oh, now
Raven already.
There. Now he scans. He's like, oh, more Banelings. I better scan. Oh, there's nothing there now. MorroW also burrowing a Zergling up at the 2 o'clock base, making sure that Mini can't reland. Ooh, almost catching some Marines with that Baneling.
Wow, this is...
And MorroW just looks like he wants to run this guy over with so many Banelings.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That is ridiculous. He has... Let's wait for these to morph. He's got 49 Banelings. A bunch more about to hatch. He has 93 Banelings.
That's a lot of Banelings.
That is a lot of Banelings. That's about...
Yes.
That's almost half of what is physically possible in the game of Starcraft.
I think MorroW is done playing with his food. He is up to 114 Banelings now. So it will be time to go. Oh, more Banelings being burrowed there.
Oh my goodness.
And able to take out a couple Marines.
This is the point where I think he might want to right-click attack structure to just turn that on automatic, and then just A-move the map.
I think that may be it. Splitting off some to go.
He's going to right-click the planetary, kills the planetary, kills the SCVs, kills most of the Marines, and actually burrows them, and Scan takes out a lot of Banelings when they were burrowed, so that's unfortunate. He may not actually finish Mini off. Well, never mind, there's more Banelings up here. He may finish him off after all if he micros properly.
Yeah, I think he's just kind of rolling around for fun right now. Marines also low health. And Banelings coming from both sides. Not much you can do to avoid that. Not really a lot of places to run. MorroW using his Banelings to take out all the add-ons and all the buildings.
Might as well.
And, wow.
Oh, no. Oh, and there's the end of the game.
That is it.
No GG, but definitely a good game between Mini and MorroW. Definitely epic. And I think, yeah, once MorroW finally held off, there was just a tipping point. I don't know exactly where it was, but there was a tipping point where MorroW finally had held off everything Mini had thrown at him, and then it was just fun for MorroW. He's like, all right, now I've won the game. Now I can just... Now, exactly. I like the way you put it. He's done playing with his food.
Burrowed Banelings. Never get old. Never
wow. Well, another epic game from MorroW. Thanks again, Doa, for coming along and casting. And thanks again for getting us an awesome replay from one of the foreign players staying at the GOM house over there. And GG. And do you have any final thoughts before we sign off?
No. Well, yeah, I do. My pleasure to cast again with you, Moletrap. Thanks again to MorroW for letting me have this awesome replay. And yeah, I guess that's about it. Make sure you guys watch GSL next season. It should be starting up pretty soon, and it will be awesome.
All right, definitely. All right, hope you guys all enjoyed this game. I certainly did. Thanks very much for watching. Thank you again, Doa, for coming along, and GG.
Yeah. Bye.